This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Here are 12 of the stories that we're following today. This is May 15th, 2023. First, this morning, stocks pointed significantly up based on hopes that the debt ceiling issues would be resolved. Now they're softer based on uncertainty coming out of debt ceiling talks. Second, the NASDAQ and the S&P are very solidly up year to date. The NASDAQ's up 18.27%. The S&P is up 7.84%. The Dow is about flat. Third, Vice Media is filing for bankruptcy. See Vice Media to get new owners as media darling files for bankruptcy in Bloomberg. Vice Media, sort of a sign of the times, an over-leveraged and a changing digital media business. Fourth, another article that's a sign of the times. People trying to get insurance coverage to cover Ozempic. Ozempic is one of the weight loss drugs. It's really a diabetes drug being used as a weight loss drug. There is tremendous demand for these weight loss drugs. The demand is surging. How to get your health insurance to cover Ozempic. Fifth, Bitcoin is down 10% over the last month, but it's up 62% over the last 6 months. Fascinating to watch what happens with Bitcoin. Very hard for me to judge what it really is and the real value in it. Sixth, the 10-year Treasury yield opens at 3.46%. It's dropped nearly 41 basis points this year. Seventh, the 1-year Treasury opens at close to 4.8%. At these levels, the 1-year Treasury becomes very attractive to savers again and lots of investors. Eighth, thrilled today to interview two great leaders on the Becker's Healthcare podcast, Neil Oscarson of Class Research and Sanjeev Agrawal of Lean Toss, today for the Becker's Healthcare podcast. Thank you to Carly Zagas, Associate Director, Client Partners of Becker's Healthcare, for helping produce this. Thank you. Ninth, thrilled over the last couple of weeks to see the Becker's Private Equity and Business Podcast spend a full week at the #1 ranking on podcasts for Apple's Business News rankings. Thrilled with that accomplishment. 10th, 5 of the stories we're following at Becker's Healthcare that help tell the story in healthcare. First, a story in the Kaiser Permanente Geisinger merger. Nick Thomas wrote about that, a discussion of this mega merger. Second, Atrium Health opens their first virtual care clinic in housing communities. Again, a sign of how healthcare is changing and how it gets closer to communities. Third, 14 hospitals and health systems hit with credit downgrades. That's Nick Thomas reporting there. Fourth, 6 CEO exits in 6 days. Lexi Kaiser reporting. It's fascinating to see that too. That kind of turnover we're seeing again. Lastly, National Medical Billing, which is a company that I happen to serve on the board of directors on, is changing their name to Nimble Solutions. Congrats to Nader Sami, Lisa Rock, Colin Monastero, and team. Fascinating company to watch. Just a great firm, focusing on the revenue cycle for surgery centers and for physician billing and more. 11th, great to visit this past week with Holly Buckley, the chair of the McGarwitz Healthcare Department on the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast. She's a brilliant leader. It's also great to visit recently with Manav Sivak, the co-founder of Memora Health. For me, it is so brilliant and a pleasure to get to visit with these absolutely wonderful leaders. And finally, 12th, I'm excited to speak this week at the Illinois Medical Group Management Association meeting in Joliet, their annual meeting. A pleasure to speak on physician partnerships and physician operations and moderate a panel in that area. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Thank you very much.